Welcome to Two Best Friends Talking, a podcast with Manuel and Qory.
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Two Best Friends Talking, a podcast with Manuel and Qory. We just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who listened to our first episode. It's been crazy. According to the analytics, we've reached about 150 viewers. And we have 17 subscribers already. So thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you to everyone who shared. Thank you to everyone who listened. And yeah, Manuel and I are just really happy to be
super
on this.
surprising.
Yeah, to be on this journey with you guys. So yeah, it's our second episode, right? Manuel, you want to say anything to the viewers before we start?
Right, what should I do? Personally, right now, or is it catch-up time? Personally, no, I don't think so. You already said what I felt like I had to say, but I'm just surprised. In a week, we got 150 viewers. It's just insane to me. Even though 150 doesn't seem like a lot, it's still a lot for someone who just started out. So thanks to everyone, and hope you like, comment, and subscribe.
yes, aptly put. All right, so let's do a catch up, Manuel. Weekly catch up. What has been going on in the past 7 days with you?
Okay, if I'm looking off screen, right, it's because I have my second monitor. All right, so what has been going on in the past 7 days? Well, Destiny 2 just announced Destiny 2 Beyond Light, and I'm super excited for that. Way more excited than I should be, because knowing the state of how Destiny goes, it's an endless cycle of being too hyped for something, being let down, and then being hyped again for the next expansion. So I am hyped again, and I am definitely going to get it and play it so much in September. What else happened for me? Nothing much, still at home, got a haircut. I look great. I feel I look great. Whatever.
You do look great.
Yeah, that's all that's happened in the last week. Thanks.
Yeah. And for our listeners who don't know what Destiny 2 is, it's a video game. It's a video game that Manuel and I play. We have a good history with it. So yeah, you can look it up, Destiny 2. And for everyone who knows what Destiny 2 is, then yeah, it's time to read up on the huge update. Yeah.
Huge update.
Really big update. Manuel texted me in what time did you text me? 2 a.m., right?
Let me check.
He texted me really early in today morning.
Yeah, 2:06. Yeah. It was 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2:06. Then I saw it and then I just went and looked at it. So yeah, Destiny 2. I haven't gotten my haircut yet. If we're talking about haircuts, so I am planning on getting a haircut eventually, because I already I can feel like from the back it's already getting a bit unkempt.
Long, but yeah, scruffy.
Other than that, this week also not much. I didn't really go out, but I have been watching some Netflix. So there's this show, Midnight Diner. Do you know, Manuel?
Midnight Diner or Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Diner. Yeah, it's a Japanese anthology TV series. So every episode is a self-contained story. Yeah, and there are technically two variations. So there's Midnight Diner and then Midnight Diner Tokyo Stories. Both of them are on Netflix. So I recommend everyone check it out. It's a very fun, chill, heartwarming series if you want to watch it. Yeah, and then other than Midnight Diner, Manuel should know I recently purchased Persona 5 Royal and I've been playing it every day. I purchased it yesterday and I've been playing it since. Just today, I think I clocked in about at least 6 hours just playing it. It's so fun. So yeah, Persona 5 Royal, great game. It's a PlayStation exclusive, so those with PlayStations, yeah, you have to buy it. Other than that, yeah, I think in terms of my personal interest in life, I haven't really been that active also. Beat making, I also haven't been doing much beat making for now. But yeah, what do you think about the news, Manuel, the past 7 days?
Past 7 days, a lot happened. It's just a lot. I don't know where to start with what happened in the last 7 days. Sheesh. Aside from all the protests in the U.S. going on, New Zealand, for some good news, New Zealand has 0 cases of coronavirus, so they'll be lifting
Wow.
all their what up
Lockdown, the restrictions,
measures.
measures.
Yeah, they'll be lifting all of it. So hopefully it'll stay down for them, and hopefully it'll happen with the rest of the world quicker.
Yep.
Yeah.
I say Godspeed to that. So
Mhm.
that's really uplifting news. I think Singapore also, like, there's just been every day I'm always reading like updates, right, on what the government is saying. So uh I just read that they already approved remdesivir. It's an Ebola medicine. So they're using it to treat the COVID patients now. And yeah, I echo your
Nice.
sentiments. I really hope that Singapore, you know, just the people also, we are able to get through this and cooperate with each other. And then, hopefully the phase 2 can come soon, and then the new normal can come also. What do you think about, just very brief thoughts, like the updates on the states, the protests and all that? They aren't
Just
really.
sucks, and I hope everyone pulls through. Oh,
Mhm.
but I don't know how it'll affect their elections come. I think it's November. I don't really follow that, so I don't really have much of a say uh, in the matter. But I do hope something good comes out of it. So far, from what I've seen, a lot of good has been coming from it. But of course, that also brings out all the shittiness. I'm sorry, the horridness of some people.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, I also haven't been keeping up with that specific piece of news because of just how overwhelming it can feel. Yeah, but
Super overwhelming.
yeah, but I think you're right. Like, even though there has been a lot of negativity and violence also, but it's really shining a light on a lot of structural, systemic issues in the states. And I think with this generation, which is so tech savvy, and so we know we live in this information age, right? So I think it's really, really helpful for things like this to just be in the collective consciousness of people, not just in the States, but also like in Singapore. We're seeing, people are posting on social media about racism, about microaggressions, which is like casual racism. So yeah, I think it's good, and I hope people use it properly. Like, people find, proper sources, and people use social media and the internet to for a good reason. Yeah. So yeah, to everyone in the States, I hope you guys are gonna push through this. I really hope that the States does recover from this, because I've never seen, this is like a new level. I never thought I'd see this level of protesting in the States.
In our
But
lifetime,
yeah,
right?
yeah, this is, yeah. So yeah, it's been a crazy, not just 7 days, but crazy few weeks. So yeah, I think that's pretty much a quick catch up weekly with both of
Mhm.
us. So before we go into today's discussion, uh, I have Manuel and I want to try this new thing. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about a product or a show or food, anything, just a product. And we're going to call it our non-sponsor of the week. So today's non-sponsor of the week is produced by me. It's Kyo, Poca
Ooh,
Kyo Grape.
Keo.
Yes,
Something.
Kyoho Grape Juice Drink by Poca. I'm personally a big fan of this because ever since we took the trip to Japan, right, Meryl?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you
Oh yeah.
remember. You remember there's the grape drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
So
wanted to drink.
yeah,
It's
so
closer to that.
yes, this is the closest it's been going to Japan.
Yeah. Just trying to chase that high of
Yes. So
grape juice from Japan.
yeah, Poca Kyo grape juice is selling for about it's one of the more expensive Poca bottles. I think it's shouldn't be more than $3. But if you go to like 7-Eleven, I wouldn't be surprised if it's $3 or so. Yeah, it's really expensive.
Uh,
Yeah, but
uh,
just nice. My mom got this for me today. So yeah,
nice.
it's full of vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and it fulfills 100% of your daily RDA, your recommended dosage of
Ah,
vitamin C.
yes.
So yeah,
Wow.
Kyoho grape juice drink by Poca Kyo. That's our non-sponsor of this episode. All right.
My gosh.
Okay, so but of course,
Yeah.
if Poca want to sponsor, we're down with that.
Sponsor us. Sponsor us.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So for today's discussion, today's episode topic, episode 2. All right, Mano and I have thought about it, and we did have our own little session about what direction we want to bring this podcast in. So we do have a whole bunch of topics that we want to talk about, that we want to share with you guys. So, but following, the previous episode's theme, which is learning more about Mano and I, we decided to focus on one specific topic. So, Mano, do you want to share what topic that is?
Topic for today would be what inspired you to pursue your diploma. Okay, so we're going to talk about our childhood and how our experiences as children affected our choice to go into the diploma that we got. And we chatted. Let's see, and it's our whole. We'll talk about the experience as a whole versus our expectations before we went into poly. I have the outline right here, so I don't remember it by at the top of my head.
Which is it's fine. I'm also looking at the outline on my laptop. But yeah, so we are keeping in the theme of learning more about each other, ourselves, and we want to start from. We don't want to start from our childhood specifically, but just more of our poly days, because that's where Manuel and I met. So you guys are not alone in terms of learning things about us, because I'm pretty sure there are things that I don't know about Mano and things that Mano doesn't know about me. So this is also a fun little episode for us to learn more about each other, even though we've known each other for 8 years. So yeah. So what inspired you to pursue your diploma? We'll start with our childhood. Mano?
Okay, you want to go first, or should I go first?
You can go first. I'm supposed to try.
All right. Okay. All right. What inspired me to pursue the diploma that I got, which was a diploma in DMDG,
Digital
media
Media Design
design
Games.
games, brackets games. So what? Well, first off, I grew up playing a lot of video games, a lot. As early as I can remember, 6 years old, I've already picked up a Nintendo 64 controller.
Wow.
I don't think I really remember playing anything on it because that's how young I was. But yeah, it was Nintendo 64, and then I jumped into the PlayStation era, and I just played a lot of games. Let's see, childhood memories, people. It's just that I just grew up with video games. But then once I reached secondary school, I started to realize, okay, my studies aren't going so well. I have to start thinking of what I can get into. I originally wanted to get into mass communications.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a lie. You know that.
I didn't know that.
It was Nanyang Poly, and I believe to get in you needed like an L1 R4 of 6 points.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because of course, I mean, like people were thinking, oh, it's just a course where you go in and talk. I know nothing about the course, but that's what my thinking was back in the day. Because I talked a lot, I played a lot of video games, so I thought maybe I could be an esports commentator or a video game commentator. So that was my first thinking. But then my grades came back and it wasn't good enough. I'll disclose it, maybe, I don't know, not now. So then I just started to look at my other aspects in life. So I just saw, okay, you know what, games. I guess I can do games in Nanyang Poly. So I saw all the different video game related courses. So there was DMDG, which was the art side. There was DETG, the programming side. And I believe I also picked out animation. So I chose those three in that order: art, programming, animation. And then lo and behold, I ended up in the gaming side, art side. So yeah, that was how I decided to pick my diploma. Wanted to go for something way too out of my reach, and I settled. I settled for DMDG, and well, because of that, I met Qory. So I guess it wasn't so bad. It was amazing, actually. How did you pick games?
This is one
Qory?
of the caveats of reaching this course. But yeah. Same as Mano, I've been a gamer since I was really young. I didn't touch a Nintendo 64 controller though, but my earliest memory of gaming was my mom had just gotten a new, like I think it was like the first desktop, like her first desktop for our house, and it came with two or three games. It came with Ghost Recon, the first ever Ghost Recon. It came with some Astro Defenders. I can't remember the name. And then the third game, it came with Zoo Tycoon. So Zoo Tycoon. Yeah. I'm not sure if it came Roller Coaster Tycoon too, but I remember I'm just playing Zoo Tycoon so much, and I just fell in love with. Like that was my first memory gaming. Just fell in love with Zoo Tycoon and all that. And then eventually, I got gifted the first Game Boy, like the really old, the thick Game Boy by my cousin. And then after that,
with 2Cs.
Yeah, like the really thick one, the really thick one. Then I don't even know if I still have it. Then after that, it just progressed. Like I got a Game Boy Advance, Pokemon, and then more PC gaming. And then just all the way through to secondary school. And I guess my path for why I chose DMDG, right, is different from Manuel, because where Manuel, he already knew, okay, he wanted to do something related to the games industry, right, and commentating and content creation. But for me, I didn't really know, because both of my parents, they are social workers. They were social workers. They are not as active in the social service sector, except for my dad. But I always felt like, okay, I needed to follow in their footsteps. So that meant going to JC, and then going to uni, and then pursuing social work as a career. So around like Sec 2, Sec 3, I already thought like, okay, like this is where I'm going. Need to study hard, need to go JC and all that. And I just didn't really enjoy it. I didn't feel like, okay, I wanna do this. So I still remember like in Sec 3, Sec 4, then I asked my parents, I said like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where I want to go, like JC or Poly. And then they just asked me, they were like, okay, then Qory, what do you think of, something we should enjoy, and go and pursue that instead. So like Manuel, the thing which came to mind was games, just
games.
Yeah, it's something which we love, and we wanted to know, okay, like, how are these things made? How do they work? And just the whole culture of video games, right? But it didn't really solidify until I joined this. I think it was a animation competition, which was hosted
Animation,
by,
right?
Yeah, animation. Yeah, I don't know if they still have it nowadays.
Is it still ongoing? Yeah, I think they still have
Still have it.
animations.
Yeah, so it was
But I don't know
animation.
about it.
Animation, and it was hosted at NYP. So that was my first exposure to polys and NYP, and I learned about SIDM, and so I was so happy to know that, okay, there was a school which offered this thing, which I thought it was a very niche thing, working on games, but I was just so happy that NYP was there, and it was my first choice. Like I put it as my first choice, and at that point I didn't really care like what my other choices were. I just knew, okay, I would be getting into the MDG. So yeah, that was what led me to the MDG and meeting Manuel.
There wasn't the oh, it's Poly. I can wear jeans and hoodies every day. Because that was one of the main reasons was that, like, if I go to JC, I have to wear a uniform again.
Oh, okay. I didn't really think about that. That wasn't the main reason, but I was excited. I mean, like, who wouldn't be excited, right? Just to not grow, to be able to grow your hair long and wear anything you want. So yeah. Oh man, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I remember in year one, like the start of year one, I would just wear all these cringy t-shirts, these gimmicky t-shirts.
How about me or yourself?
Talking about myself, dude. And then I think Manuel's gonna show an example of what I mean by gimmicky t-shirts.
Gimmicky. I thought you were gonna say cringy, and if you said cringy, right, I think we could
I'll
end the
say
podcast
gimmicky.
right here.
I would say gimmicky. Yeah, like that. Yes. So I would wear things like that. Then I think I can't remember when I stopped, but I think it was like halfway through. Then I was like, okay, I'm not wearing this anymore. And then, yeah. So that
Yeah,
was
you stopped halfway. Halfway, I never stopped. I always wore those kinds of shirts. Every week, I will at least wear 4 because I have a lot. I
that's
don't know where else
commitment,
I
man.
can find.
There's no one can fault you for the commitment that you give to wearing those t-shirts.
Maybe it's the bit. It's my favorite because it's what everyone called me when I wore it. Beer Factor, spoofing Fear Factor. Shout out to Spoof. I don't know if they're still around in the Philippines.
There's actually another t-shirt company. It's called Cap Ayam. It's a Malaysian brand, I think. So they make those kind of t-shirts. Yeah. So yeah, that was
Get more.
that's pretty much why we decided to go to the MDG and NYP. Our P Poly experiences, I think, in terms of gaming, do you have any fond memories like of growing up as a gamer?
As a gamer, let me think. Okay, let me try going through the years. I was born 1994. Okay, 95 too young. 2000. Okay, I think I know one of my most fond memories. I think I don't know it. Okay, fine. I was a spoiled kid. I had the original fat gray PlayStation that eventually broke, like in like 2 months or a month or less or something. My parents bought the PlayStation Slim, so I was super spoiled and super grateful they did that. They fed into my they fed into my obsession of video games.
The hobby.
God, I was a spoiled kid. But so that's one of it. Another one would be, I remember clearly in my head. In the Philippines, I was upstairs in the second floor. A few cousins visited. I didn't want to go down yet because I don't remember what I was doing. But then I suddenly hear my brother scream. What did he scream? But he screamed. I heard him say like, "Yeah" or something. It was because one of my cousins gifted us rather, Final
Oh,
Fantasy 9. Oh, Final Fantasy 9, which is hands down, I don't say the best, my favorite Final Fantasy. So that's what happened. Oh, it's such a fond memory. God, what else? I don't know what else.
how old was your cousin to gift you a game?
Like a few years older than us.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And well,
What a nice
yeah.
cousin. What a
Oh,
nice
then
cousin.
another set of cousins. So the Final Fantasy 9 was my dad's side. On my mom's side, one of my cousins gifted us Final Fantasy 8. God, my whole family just fed into my obsession with video games. Ah, so grateful. I'm very grateful for everyone in my life. It was good.
It's true, man. Like,
What else?
yeah, just being able to receive so much support for a hobby. Yeah.
Mm,
Can you imagine if we didn't have our parents supporting us?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Bless my parents. So
shout out to
supportive.
parents. Shout out to parents,
Shout out.
you know, for encouraging gaming properly, healthy gaming habits. Yeah. So
Well, there were times they took away the console during like finals period or mid semester whatever period. So of course it makes sense. At
yeah,
the
I
end though,
remember
every day I have
yeah,
separate
like
games.
my parents, before I was able to play every single day, right? They will limit my time to Fridays and weekends. That's it.
Oh,
And I remember looking
see that's
forward
happened
to
also.
fasting month, Ramadan specifically, because Ramadan, you know, we have to wake up early in the morning to eat, right? So
Yeah.
one of the ways my dad would encourage me to stay up, because after you eat at about 5, and then after you have to go to school, right? Yeah. So
5 a.m.
my
Yeah.
so my dad would say, okay, Qory, like instead of going back to sleep, the amount of time that you wait until you go to school, you can play your games.
It's like 2 hours.
But at
Is
two
it two
hours, the
hours?
2 hours is gold,
Oh
man. You
yeah, I know,
know,
right? Oh my
being
god,
able to
2 hours.
clock
You
in
can do
just
a
a
lot.
bit more
Oh,
time with Fallout 3.
I know.
Oh
Oh
man,
my god, video games.
so many memories. I remember. Okay, I've one memory of this one. I just revealed it to my parents like this
Ooh.
past fasting month. Like, I just revealed this secret. Okay, so so all right. So there has to be some context. All right, some context. Okay,
Okay.
so this was around the time I got my Xbox 360. So this is my first ever console, and this was a big thing for me, like being able to transition to console gaming. So I got my Xbox 360, right? And during this time, I can't remember how old I was. I think I was like Sec 1, I think. Yeah, Set 1 I got my Xbox 360. Like it was a gift from my parents for passing PSLE and getting good
Nice.
results. So Xbox 360, there's an online service called Xbox Live, and my parents, they didn't fully trust the internet, you know, just the users in Xbox Live to let me have an Xbox Live account. And I wasn't really aware of Xbox Live until I bought Halo 3. And I didn't know that Halo 3 was such a big phenomenon. I thought it was just, oh, okay, it's a game about, you know, it's a space sci-fi game. Until I read up and I saw, oh my god, it's actually a really famous multiplayer game. And you need Xbox Live to play Halo 3 multiplayer. So I didn't have Xbox Live. And I was just reading up so much about Xbox Live and people just having fun, you know, playing with other people. And I was pitching it to my parents and they were just like, no, Qory, no. You're gonna meet dangerous people. You're gonna get hacked, you know, no, cannot. And I was just so sad.
Oh my god.
So one day, I think this was during, I can't remember if holiday or weekend, but I remember one day, right? After many days of memorizing what time my parents would wake up.
Nice.
What time my parents would wake up. Okay? So I would wake up very early. I took my Xbox, okay? From my room, I shifted it to the outside living room. I plug in the HDMI cable, I plug in the Ethernet cable. All this I didn't know what to do. Plug in everything, and then just turn on my Xbox 360, and then there's an internet detected. Do you want to make your Xbox Live account? And then I click yes. And then I set my username and I set my password, and then I played my first.
Wait.
Don't.
Your username? What's your username?
So at the time, right, I didn't know you couldn't change the username for free. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll just come up with a random username, and if I don't like it, I'll just change it. You know, it's free. So I didn't know that. So my username was, and still is, and I embrace it. I embrace it. All right, it's my thing now. Okay, so it's undefeatable, and it was a UNDE4 because I was in the middle of all that sneaking around. Right, I forgot that there is no, that defeat only has one A. so it's UNDEAFEAT. Anyway,
oh my god.
So yeah, like after I set up all that stuff, right, I played my first ever match of Halo 3 online, and it felt so good. And then after I finished the match, I just quickly disassembled everything, sneaked back into my room, and my parents didn't know. And then only just like last month, then we were having dinner, and then I just brought it up, and then they were like, "What? When?" But yeah, so. Yeah, you know, it's a very
all the things
fun,
we do.
Fun, yeah,
just
the things we do, you know, just to get to scratch that itch.
Yeah.
Behind our parents' back.
Nowadays, even though we have more time, just don't feel like playing video games sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, to be young again, right?
Exactly.
You just want to play games.
Yeah, so much time, but just
too many games. Too many games.
Yeah. Or not
Yeah,
enough money.
It's the how should I call this? If you don't get enough of it, you want more of it. But if you get too much of it, you don't want it anymore.
So, but how does that explain me buying Persona 5 Royal? It's okay.
Oh, your parents bought you too well to save money.
Yeah, I'm just very stingy. I think anyone who knows me well enough knows that I'm very stingy with my money. So
you're not careful, stingy.
Yeah, very stingy. Until the point where even my own mom, who teaches me to be frugal, has to tell me to spend. So when she says that, I know okay, I'm buying it. Because if my mom is gonna support me, then I'm just gonna buy it. But I think the biggest part of, I think, you know, like the main reason why I don't spend so much is because I know that I'm not earning the cash. If it's my own cash, like, you know, when we were in NS, right? You know, you earn that $600 a month, and I know it's my money. So of course I'll buy it. I'll use my own money. But I know that it's not my money right now, so I think that's why I'm very hesitant. So to have my parents support me to make that purchase, it kind of justifies, okay, like they're okay with
Yeah,
me
it's the
spending.
government's money, right?
Yeah. That's another way I justify government's money.
Gosh. Okay. What else do we have to talk about? Expectations before poly, or is there another one?
I don't know. Do you have another do you have any other memories of
Memory.
gaming?
Yeah, I do. I think I can just spend the rest of the podcast just talking about memories and video games.
Yeah, we can
Wanna
talk about
do?
that.
Oh my god.
I want to hear. I want to hear. Some of them I never confirm. I never hear before.
Well, so recently I've been playing Call of Duty again, Modern Warfare on console. It got me remembering back in the day. Oh my god. So Modern Warfare 2 was my first console shooter.
Wow.
I didn't know how to aim with the controller. Yeah, with six. Such a hard time. Oh my gosh. So I remember my progression is really bad at aiming. Then I started watching so many YouTube videos, Machinima Days. Shout outs to C Nanners. Machinima
Wow.
Days, and then
Shino.
just moved on to Marathon Lightweight Commando. Infinite Sprint, you move faster and your lunges 3 times more. Oh my gosh. So all I did was just knife everyone in a game. And then I eventually just got boring. And I started just camping. Oh my god, I camped so much. Like camping was just sit in a corner, wait for someone to pass by, shoot them. Once they're done, they'll come back for me, right? I just moved to the other corner. I just kept on doing that. And eventually, that got boring. Then I just moved on to the what I still do, the run and gun play style. So I just run around and shoot. So it's essentially the same as knifing, except I shot people because I finally got good at aiming, or decent at aiming rather. So that was my first FPS memory on consoles. Did I play anything else on console? Hmm, not really. On PC, I played a lot of Counter Strike when I was a kid.
Oh,
Back in the
that's new. That's
Philippines,
new to me.
yeah, a lot of LAN parties because yeah, I won't say LAN party, but a lot of fighting against bots just to improve my aim. What else did I play? Sheesh.
I was never historically. I was never as much of a PC gamer as a console gamer. I think my like Zoo Tycoon was one thing, and Roller Coaster Tycoon was another thing. But um, I think the huge bulk of my gaming history is on console. So yeah, you want
I
to talk
believe
about that? What,
I
what
could
what was the game
say.
which clicked for you? Like, oh, this is something like this is a hobby, or something I love. And what's a
Ooh,
game which inspired you to like to be better in poly?
in video games? Oh, in
Yeah.
Poly?
In poly, also just to pursue the line of work, lah. Like
What
for
game inspired me to
yeah
do better in Poly?
to do better in poly,
Okay,
and also yeah.
back in Poly, PS3 days. What games were good back in Poly? There's a lot. I just started learning how to make games. Every game, I guess, back in that period, it's like, whoa, you can do these in games. You can make things look like this.
Mm.
So I guess the one that I guess the first thing that came to my mind was The Last of Us. It looked great. It's like if
That
video
was year
games
one.
were
That was
treated,
poly year one.
I don't remember. I can just look it up. If video games were treated as a cinematic experience, Last of Us,
Yeah,
Last of Us
yeah.
release date. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do for. It was released 14th June 2013. Speaking of
Year two.
14th June 2013, 7 years later, on 19th June is Last of Us 2's release date. So
Yep.
that's I know what I'm talking about next week.
Coming up. Coming up very soon.
Yeah, wow, a lot of games. So many games.
I think a big theme also in poly also was realizing just how number one realizing how difficult it is to make video games, and number
Yes.
two also to see this evolution of gaming as evolution of it as a medium, so not just
Mm-hmm.
entertainment but also just for it to be an art form, and also just an appreciation for the developers, mainly the art team, since that's what we focus on, right? Yeah, and
Yep.
to realize that concept art and design and yeah, just the whole art sector in general is hugely applicable to gaming, and to be able to appreciate games as an art and not just as something that you play. So I think that was a big revelation for me. And I think the game which inspired me to pursue DMDG was Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim, because my whole family, especially my mom and I, we love Lord of the Rings. We absolutely love Lord of the Rings. So to be able to play Skyrim, right, and to see just the amount of care and detail into the world building and the art design, which was similar to that which was in Lord of the Rings. I think that also it was a revelation for me, like it opened my eyes, like wow, it's possible for a video game to have this level of detail and care given to it as one of the best film trilogies of all time. So yeah, I
Yes.
think yes. So if I have to give a game that inspired me to go to poly, it's actually Skyrim. Yeah, that's something I vividly remember. It's Skyrim. Yeah.
Skyrim. Man, I never actually. The first time I heard of the Elder Scrolls was when Skyrim came out. That's how. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I never heard of the Elder Scrolls 4 before. It's crazy. Thinking back to it, like really big games, really big games that you don't know about that just pass you by. Crazy.
Yeah, I heard about Elder Scrolls. I played Oblivion. So when they announced Skyrim, like I remember seeing the trailer pop out on YouTube, and I was really excited for it. And just the huge jump.
For Skyrim?
Yeah. I remember that just that day, seeing it live, like launch the trailer itself, and I was just super hyped for it.
Yeah, I know that trailer. That was a dope trailer. Oh my god.
Trailer. Whoever's listening,
video games.
Yeah, you can just go YouTube Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. The trailer is a great trailer. Very hype. The announcement trailer. Yeah, huge graphic jump also, which again was another big thing about in our poly days, just seeing the huge graphic jumps every year. Yeah.
Yes.
Any game specifically that encouraged you to or more of just influenced your experience in poly, like in terms of the work that you do, not the other things, just the work that you do.
Yeah. Work that I do. All the Suda 51 games. Okay, Suda 51 is a Japanese writer, video game director. Yeah, and the chief executive officer for. I'm looking at his Wikipedia. Grasshopper manufacturer. But anyway, Suda 51. The style of video games they make is super cel shaded, super stylized. It looked amazing. It's like if comic books came to life. That's what I would describe how Suda 51 designed their character, the look of the game. Yeah. It was great. Those were the games that inspired me to make games look unique instead of realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, these games.
That's good. That's good.
Heroes. Yeah.
What about game? In terms of game design, like
game design.
Yeah. So again,
designer.
Manuel, before you share, like just because I feel like majority of there are some listeners who are not really attuned to video game language and the culture itself. So
yeah.
When we talk about game design, we're talking about how the developers they design how the game is going to be experienced by the user. So things like levels, things like certain functions in the game, what your character does, how combat is like. So those kind of things are what game design are. And then when we talk about art and design, we're talking about the visuals and just the style of it. So when Manuel mentioned Suda 51, we talk about the art and design. It's cel shaded.
Yes, the art.
Yeah, but in terms of game design, Manuel he was going to elaborate on that before.
Okay, so game design. So game design is how the developers want the game to play. This is essentially like gameplay, not necessarily programming, but they go hand in hand. Like design of the game. When you talk about game design, it's about yeah, it's just how, oh man, why am I having such a hard time to explain it?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's pretty much that.
Yeah, how the game is played. Or yeah, how developers want the game to be played. So games that influenced how I would design games. Well, to be honest, I never was into the designing of the games, more of the art, because God, games are hard to make. They're so hard to make, and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard to get away with something new or be unique, especially with how the games are nowadays. There's so many kinds of different games. I don't want to say they all play similarly, but and it's just too many. And when people talk about, this is just a side note, but like when people talk about genres of video games, right? When they say, "Oh, I play real-time strategy," if you think about it, any first-person shooter or action game is technically real-time strategy because you still have to. It's real time. That's whatever. It's another topic for another day. Games that influenced how I would design a game. I don't think there are many or at all because I never really focused on that. I tried to focus on the art things of video games. So no, I got nothing there. But I know you. You design a lot of games. You like doing the design part. So I want to
mm,
hear your thoughts,
yeah. Yeah.
Mister. What's that called?
Manel's right. Yeah. During the third year, actually no, just throughout all 3 years, being part of the projects that I was in. So we had a lot of game design projects, right? Along with the art, yeah, you do the assets and then you also do the game design. And as the years progress, as you go into year 2 and year 3, a lot of focus is more on also on the game design as well. So yeah, I was pretty involved in uh, conceptualizing a lot of the projects. Um, I do remember very fondly of this project I did with two friends, Andrew and Zuri. So if they're listening to this, shout outs to them.
Shoutouts, Andrew. I
Andrew
know
and
Andrew
Zuri.
well.
Yeah, hope you
Enough.
guys are
Well
doing
enough.
well. So for one of my portfolio projects and also for their portfolio, we worked on a game called Kismet, which is I think it's Arabic for fate. But yeah, it was this real time strategy game, which was also a simulation game and like a resource managing game. It's very hard to describe without
Oh
showing.
boy.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it was hard to describe. But damn, that was a fun presentation. Gosh.
Okay, but yeah. So Manuel and I we did this pitch for the original vision of the game. So that one I can explain. It's like a Rubik's cube, and every time you change the sides, right, it affects. Like imagine a Rubik's cube. So there's six
You don't have
sides.
one.
Am I right? There's six sides, right? To a cube,
Six
yes.
sides in the cube,
Six sides
yes.
to a cube. So each side is like one civilization. Okay. So whenever you do a change, right, whenever you shift the cube around, it affects each side. So each civilization is affected. Yeah. So yeah, that's just a very brief description of it. So that was the original vision that I had for the game. And then eventually when Andrew and Zuri came about, Manuel wasn't part of the next stage. But yeah, then we decided to do something a bit different, but the feel of it was still the same. Yeah. So but again, back to Manuel's question about what influences I had. So at that time I was really into uh, like management games because of my history with Zoo Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? So just being able to micromanage how a game plays and what level of involvement you have in the game. That's something which I really like. So that's why I'm playing games like Persona 5, where you do manage, you know, how your party members develop and what skills you have, how you level up. And I also like like simulation games, you know, games like Parkitect, people who play games, like if you know these games, then then you know what I'm talking about. So management games, I really love them. I'm not generally a fan of what people call walking simulators, so or
Stanley Parable.
or games which are just really honestly just very cinematic, like there's very little gameplay. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't completely dismiss them, but I prefer more player engagement. So those are still things which I like now. But yeah, in terms of my influences in designing back in poly, yeah, those were big ones, and also board games. So board games, I have to give credit to Manuel for introducing me to the world of tabletop games. I don't know. We can talk about that now, or we can talk about it in another episode. So
Tabletop, I think I don't remember how.
it was year one. It was year one. The first project we did together. And,
okay. That was the first time you got introduced to
board
video,
James.
board
No,
games?
board James. You introduced me to
Yeah.
AVGN. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So
I didn't
actually,
even know.
yeah, Manuel has been a huge influence in. I would actually say I'll go so far as to give credit to Manuel. Whereas when I joined Poly, right, my appreciation of gaming was surface level. But after I met Manuel, it actually went deeper. Like I got a deeper appreciation of the culture and just how games are made. Yeah. So Manuel, I'll give you credit for that. All right. So
Thank you.
definitely give you credit. That was undeniable. I cannot deny it. Manuel has been a huge influence in my gaming.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Thanks. I wish I could say the same. I mean, I probably would, but I need to think about it. So we'll leave that for next time. Me to you,
sure.
that is.
Sure. So
drink from your non-sponsor now.
Yeah, my non-sponsor again is Poca Kyo, grape drink, very delicious. So again, if you haven't already tuned out by this time, right, you already know Manuel and I are huge geeks. We're huge gamers.
Yes,
we talked about
geeks.
Poly and just the reasons why we joined it, but we're already just talking about games and all that. But if you are still listening, I do hope that you are able to take something away from just this portion of the episode, because I do think that everyone is exposed to gaming nowadays. You can't deny it. Like even on your phone, I'm pretty sure some of you have gaming apps, or you have played games to some extent. Mobile Legends, yeah. Even those old Facebook games, like Puzzle, Candy Crush. So Farmville, yeah, it's undeniable the influence that gaming has, even on media itself, like film and all that. You see films based on games, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So
a game about giant animals destroying cities. Someone gets a film. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's from a game. It's
Rampage.
It's just an
Rampage
excuse. Yeah, they just took the game and then it's like, okay, it's an excuse to put The Rock in it and make money. But again, we digress. So yeah, up until now, like Manuel and I have talked about what influenced us to pursue DMDG in Poly, and also what are the things which influenced us throughout the journey in Poly also. So yeah, the media that we have been exposed to also influenced our respective art styles and just things that we like to do in terms of art. So naturally, someone who plays a lot of realistic games, right, or is exposed to a lot of media which is based on semi-realism or realism, so their art style will naturally evolve. It will shift into something more realistic. Whereas someone who looks at a lot of anime or cartoony art style, then of course they're more inclined to pursue something like that. Yeah, but there are exceptions, of course, but that's the likelihood lah. Like that I can say that for myself. I think Manu can also say that for himself also. Yeah. Okay, and we completely digressed from the original question, which is our expectations, right? Okay, so
this podcast is already like 2 times longer than the first one.
Which is great. There's no problem. We're gonna upload it in full.
Yes.
But yeah, expectations. I can definitely say my expectations were totally different. I thought I would be doing game design. Straight up.
I ended up doing that. Not all the time, but you tried to focus that. Tried to focus on doing that. And Mr. Philip, shout out to Mr. Philip Blanchet. He pushed you to do it, so that's good. Especially when you went to Tapioca Lembut.
Tapioca Lembut.
Yeah.
For the
we'll get into that next time.
Yeah, okay. That enough. But that's Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You still got to do what you kind of wanted to do. I personally, what did I want to do? I just wanted to do games. I expected the art side, but I wasn't really good at art at the start. 2D art. But then when 3D was introduced, oh boy, I really dug deep into the 3D game. It was like, I can make things that I see in video games. Like that was great. That's what I really liked
Yeah.
about 3D. But
I
what's
do.
going on now with 3D is a
Yeah.
different story.
I
You were
remember.
saying?
I remember very vividly just how much you enjoyed and still enjoy doing 3D art.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you're making like Mac models,
Yes,
which were
I love my mechs.
which were good. They were good.
Well, back in the day, yeah, I guess they were
Yeah,
fun. I liked it.
yeah. I'm also really grateful that I was able to pursue this venture into game design and art. I didn't have any art background at all. So when you came in and then having to learn that your first few modules are paint related, I just thought, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get my Fs.
F's in the
So
chat.
yeah, but oh thank God, I grew, I developed my ability to do art. And yeah, every project I did, I enjoyed. I made damn sure that I enjoyed every project I did. Yeah, so much so that my first and only F grade was because I didn't enjoy painting something. So I redid everything in one night and then I submitted
That
what
one.
I
I
liked.
remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
Miss Lina's class,
No,
right?
it was Mislam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So some
Yeah, great.
backstory. One of our modules is matte painting. It was matte painting, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it was my
yeah, it
painting.
was matte painting. So we had to, just like in real life, when you're doing a project, you have to show work in progress updates on what you're doing. So me being me, I procrastinate a lot. So of course, my work in progress,
It's
I
being
didn't
us.
enjoy it. I really didn't enjoy it. So I remember the night of the submission, right? We had to present the following day, of course. I just scrapped the whole idea and I just repainted. I painted something from scratch. Yeah, and then I presented that. So of course I got an F because I came in with B when I showed A. So yeah, so that was my only F. Yeah, but again I digressed again from the main. Man, okay, you want to take the
You
lead
can't
on this
help
one?
it. It's fun to talk about our
Yeah,
past.
we just love reminiscing about
All
this.
right.
Yeah, so
Expectations before poly.
expectations. Yeah.
Okay, expectations. All right. A lot of games would be involved. That was my expectations. What else did I expect from poly? I guess to meet people, because again, when I was growing up, I felt like I was the only one who had a lot of video games in primary school, in secondary school. Okay, maybe in secondary school it's kind of changed, especially Sec 3, Sec 4. I got to play with more people, but even then, they didn't play. They didn't play. Not to an elitist or whatever, but yeah, when I came into poly, I felt like I was gonna meet more people. So what actually happened? Uh, More of the same, I guess. Because growing up, I was very lucky to be exposed to a lot of video games. Because my parents, my cousins, my family, all very supportive, all allowed me to play. It's insane. But then, like hearing about other people's secondary school lifestyle or primary school lifestyle or whatever or childhood, they didn't really play as many games that I felt like I did. So some of them didn't even grow up with PlayStation. Some of them only grew up with Pokemon, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of I expected to meet more people who played a lot more games. And in the end, it's more of the same. Just fine, I guess. I don't sound like an elitist again, but that's what I expected. What else did I expect? Art. I expected the art, that's for sure. But I didn't expect myself to be bad at it. I didn't expect myself to be good. Let's say good, but hardworking in 3D. I was super hardworking in 3D. I once got a C. I broke down. Cannot really break down, but it affected me so much. What else? What else did I expect from poly? Well, comfortable lifestyle, which is what I got. I got to grow out my hair. Got to wear anything I want. Like freaking year 1 and year 2, I would wear jeans and a hoodie and some shoes. Come year three, I was just like, whatever. I'm just gonna wear slippers and shorts and not care about my hair or whatever. But in the end, I like getting short hair because short hair is just more comfortable.
Yeah, but
That's what I expected.
you want to tell the viewers who has to remind you to cut your hair?
Who should I don't remember. Oh well, it's Qory. Qory always reminds me to cut my hair. Less so of reminding and telling me because I look bad with messy
Yeah.
hair.
I'm pretty sure I'm sure our viewers can agree with me that our manual here looks way better right now than the first episode, right? Look at that
Yeah,
hair, you
the
know.
one still framed me with my long
Can't go
hair.
wrong. Can't go wrong with that hair, man. Can't go wrong with that.
Thank you. I think my short hair. Super comfortable.
Good. You better maintain. Otherwise, I'm gonna call you out in an episode. I'll be like, Manuel, you
The
better
next
cut
time
your
you
hair.
have to call me out,
Yeah, next time I'll call you out in an episode.
go ahead. More, I guess
Uh,
shave. So like I never grew facial hair in poly. It just would not grow at all. Oh well.
for
Let's see what
me,
else. That's it. For
expectations.
you, what did you expect before you got into poly?
Other than
Do you
the,
expect yourself to get a girlfriend?
no, come
Okay.
on, man, no. Other than the art thing, which I didn't expect. I agree with you. I expected to meet like-minded people. So, and I got that. Um,
On your level.
yeah, on my level, yeah, definitely. So just being able to surround yourself with people who appreciated games and media, and also just pop culture in general. So that was very liberating for me. Other than that, mm,
The fingers in
didn't
your nose.
what? No, I'm not.
No, you're doing that.
I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this thinking.
Okay.
Like, other than that, I didn't expect to be so deeply. Looking back at it, of course, I didn't expect to be so deeply involved in uh, the matters of the industry. So, my Ubisoft internship, I didn't expect to be that involved also,
Oof.
and yeah, just being able to get my hands on, to be very hands on so many projects, game design related projects also. So I didn't expect to be to enjoy it that much, and I still hold very closely uh, three specific projects to my poly experience. So the first one is with Manual. That's the first ever project, the group project. The second one is with Boys Generation. I'm so happy that can talk more about Boys Generation when some of them come on. But yeah, that one. And then the third one is my FYP. So yeah,
I don't even remember what your FYP was.
it was a show. So it was like Diner Dash, but SG version and with
Oh,
mini games. Yeah, I was really proud of that. I was really proud of that. You know, every member in my group got an A
oh, nice.
except for me. I got a B plus, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Like, I take pride in. I was like, okay, you know, I'm very happy that everyone got an A. Good, they deserve it. They deserve it. Yeah. Of course, I was the leader for that project, so I was very happy for that. Yeah.
Look at you,
And
Mr. Leader Boy.
yeah,
Oh,
leader.
it's okay if I don't get good enough as long as my teammates are happy.
Yes, yes. Whoever's rolling their eyes right now, I don't care. It's the truth. Like I felt genuine pride that everyone except me got an A. Yeah, I think for the Boys Generation one also, I think that was it. I was very happy also for Boys Generation that everyone got an A for that project. I think other than that, I think we really didn't have our expectations were met lah.
Yeah.
And more like
Oh, okay.
exceeded our expectations. Yeah, just had so much fun in poly. Yeah, I wouldn't give anything to wait. Did I structure that right? Yeah.
You didn't give anything to what?
I'll give anything to just experience all the good stuff again.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a very nice reminiscing segment.
Yeah. Well, this has been an hour long. We're going on for this for an hour.
Yeah, so this is the longest. It's hands down already the longest that we've done. The previous episode was 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes, right? So yeah, quite satisfied with the content that we have for this episode. Anyway, yeah, so that's what Manuel and I wanted to talk about for this episode. Just what inspired us to pursue game design, and also our childhood memories of gaming, things that we enjoy, and we talk more about our expectations and also just what was met and what was a surprise to us in poly. And yeah, we talked more about gaming also. So for those who kind of tuned out, we do apologize, but we do hope, again, like I mentioned before, we do hope that when you listen to us talk about this kind of things, it does maybe encourage you to explore gaming as a hobby, or just read up more on the culture and the medium itself. Because it's a very rich, I would say in 2020 right now, gaming is a very, very rich source of inspiration, content, imagination, inspiration, and yeah, it's definitely something that you cannot ignore in 2020.
Definitely.
Yeah. You want to add anything else, Manuel, about what we've talked about?
No. We talked about a lot, and so we can definitely keep on going about what to talk about, but we can save it for another time. Definitely
Okay.
can save it for another time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the perfect segue to
All right, our closing statements.
yeah, our closing section, which includes future episodes.
Okay, yes. So yeah, we've reached the about the end, near the end of the episode for today. So we're gonna talk about our idea for future episodes, our plan for guests, future topics, and also, okay, yeah, rather than just list everything, we'll just talk about it. We'll go straight into closing statements, all right? So as you guys can tell from the second episode, Manuel and I we are trying a structure for each episode. So we will always begin each episode, or at least that's what we are planning to do. So we'll always begin each episode with a catch up between both of us and you guys. So we talk about things which happened over the past week, whether it be in world news or whether it be just our personal lives
ourselves.
Yes. And then we will transition into the topic of discussion. So for today, again, it was what inspired us to pursue our diploma. Future topics, we will try and keep it a surprise also, so you guys are experiencing this along with us. Mm-hmm. But in the description of each episode, we do have, we have the timestamps, and then we also have a summary of what we talked about. So just to let you guys have a quick idea of, okay, what this episode is going to be themed around, all right? So some examples, we just give a bit of a teaser of some topics that we talked about in our previous meeting. So things like gaming being one of them. We'll also be talking about our uni life. We'll be talking about films, maybe a bit of music. That one we can just touch and go. We'll see how. And yeah, okay, those are just some ideas. And then we transition more into guests. So guests, again, the feel that we have for this podcast, right, is we want our guests to come on, not because we want them to talk about a certain topic, but rather they want to talk about something with us and with you guys, right? So for example, if Manuel has a friend that he wants to bring on, we're going to ask his friend, okay, what does he want to talk about? What does he want to share with us and our listeners? Yeah. And I'll do the same also for people that I know. So if you're listening to this, if you do have things which you want to share, you can contact Manuel, or you can contact myself and tell us that, hey, you want to be part of Two Best Friends Talking as a guest. We would love to accommodate you guys. All right.
You'll be the third wheel for the episode.
To put it in a awkward
put it
way,
bluntly.
Yeah? To put it bluntly, all right. You'll be third wheel, but no, we'll make you as comfortable as possible, and we just want you to have fun talking about whatever you want. All right. yeah, so again, at the end of each episode, we also encourage you guys to ask us questions, whether it be on our social media or whether it be through text or in our comment section below. So feel free to ask us questions and we will respond to them in future episodes. If it's a question which needs to be answered immediately, then either Manuel or I will comment directly, either in the comment section or directly to you. Yeah. So those are some closing statements. It's just a brief run through of what's coming up for the next episodes. Manuel and I, we discussed it already about the upload schedule, and we do want to make it weekly.
Yeah,
we try our best. We will try our best to make it weekly. All right, guys, we'll try our best. Okay. So
for context, we record on Wednesday nights, and we do our best. So Qory does all the editing. He does his best to edit it by Thursday, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. We agreed on one of those times.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, hopefully you'll be up ready on Thursday evening. Yeah. So I'll try my best to get it out. All right. Okay. So a bit more sharing of what's coming up, what the coming week looks like for us, Mano.
Coming week?
Yeah, coming week. Like what do you have planned? And,
what do I have planned?
Things that you're looking forward to.
Since it's kind of still like it's locked down. Well, do work. Have some work to do for uni. It's an animation assignment. And play a lot of Destiny. A lot of Destiny. That's it. It's just play a lot of Destiny. I'll answer for you, okay? You will be... I don't know if you're still in... Is your semester still going? It's not right.
No, I'm on break now. I'm on break.
So you'll be on break. So you'll be playing a lot of Persona 5 Royale. That's all you'll be doing. Definitely. Yes. That's all we have for the rest of the week.
Yes.
I have less time because I have work to do. Yeah. That's what our week is going to be like.
Okay.
Oh my God. PlayStation 5 reveal. For us Singaporeans, it's 12 June 4 a.m. So I'm probably going to stay up and watch the PlayStation 5 reveal. It was supposed to be last week.
What are you revealing?
The whole thing. It's remember the Xbox conference we watched?
Yeah.
That except for the PlayStation.
Oh, okay. I'll be with you. You let
4 a.m.
Yeah, I can.
All right. So yeah, even though what time you wake up at 5 a.m. or whatever. But yeah, let's do it. Okay. All right. So that's what we have for the rest of the week.
Rest of the week.
I'm excited.
Okay, for me, I'll be playing a lot of Persona 5 Royale.
I knew it.
But
that's why we're best friends.
But I do have an update. This one, my uni friends who are listening, you guys know already. So for the social work uni friends, so we do have a briefing on our upcoming placement and also on our thesis project, since we are all entering our final year.
Nice.
Yeah. So I already foresee that after that briefing, I'm gonna have to be very on the ball on a lot of things. So that's why I have planned for this weekend, ideally, to clear things up. Other than that, I think next week, not many releases, I guess. I'm still waiting for some of my favorite bands to announce when they're releasing projects. But because of this whole COVID thing, it's really delayed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even for like gaming, like Manuel mentioned, the PlayStation 5 thing was delayed, and then there's supposed to be another Xbox One, which is I think it's going to be delayed. Yeah, and also for some reason, companies are also delaying a lot of things because of the protests in the States.
Yeah,
so it's just to show solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. So that one, it is understandable. Yeah, but I just hope things settle down soon, and we are able to receive more content from whoever we are looking forward to. Yeah. So before we end the episode proper, this is also a very small, brief segment of where Manu and I or our guests will want to plug anything. So Manu, do you want to plug anything for our listeners?
Currently, no, but I'm slowly making a list in my head on who I can plug, especially my friends' art Instagrams.
Ah,
A lot
okay.
of them who deserves the clout and followers.
Yes.
So currently, no, I don't have I don't have anyone in mind right now. Okay, well, no, I don't have anyone right now.
Okay. Can next time. All right. I'm just gonna plug.
Yourself.
No, I knew you were gonna say that, dude. I knew you were gonna say that. No, I'm not gonna plug myself. I already plugged myself in the description.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Since that's out of the bag, yes, I'm just gonna quickly plug my SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/Mr. Shampoo for beats. I'm still working on my EP. So if you haven't listened, go ahead and listen to my tracks. If you have, then thank you for the support. I check every now and then and I still see that people are still listening. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then I'm also gonna replug Midnight Diner. I think it's a fantastic Netflix series that everyone should watch. Yeah, I'm not gonna say much anymore. Just enjoy it. Manuel, check it out. All right, it's a great
Yes,
series.
I will.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. All right.
Right.
And with that, we're gonna say thank you. Thank you for listening to episode 2.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
100 views.
yeah, it's just been crazy, man. Just 100, more than 100 views, 150 at this point. And yeah, just the kind words that you guys have been saying to both of us about the podcast and how much you guys like listening to both of us, and also just the comments on how natural it feels, which is the exact thing that Manuel and I both want. We want you to feel like you're with two friends talking, and yeah, we're just so happy that it's working out. So
Yeah.
if you like it, I'm gonna say the YouTuber thing, man. I'm just gonna say like, comment, subscribe. All right.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash this.
Decimate the like button. Smash your keyboard for a comment.
Yes.
Do all of that.
Yes. And also share. Like, if you like it, share with your friends so that we can build this small community. And yeah, we just keep doing this thing for you guys. So thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. And we'll see you guys in the next Two Best Friends Talking podcast with Manuel and Qory. Bye-bye.
Bye.